Still nothing. But when I turned toward the back corner of the yard, something caught my eye. The fence. One section of the wooden slats looked slightly out of place. The angle was off, as though someone had tried to pry them loose and then hastily put them back. I walked over and crouched down, shining my flashlight along the gap. There were faint scuff marks in the dirt, like someone had climbed through. My entire body was buzzing with tension. My backyard wasn't as private as I'd thought. Back inside, I paced the living room, trying to decide what to do next. Call the police? What would I even say? Someone hid a camera in my shed, but I don't know when or who. I settled for locking all the doors and windows, pulling the curtains tight, and sleeping with a heavy wrench next to my bed. The next morning, I packed up the camera, put the memory card in a Ziploc bag, and drove straight to the police station. I felt ridiculous explaining it to the officer at the desk, like I was overreacting, but the moment I showed her the videos, the seriousness in her face was unmistakable. She took my information and said they'd look into it. What followed were some of the longest days of my life. I jumped every time I heard a noise outside, constantly peeking through the blinds and double-checking the locks. I even stopped practicing yoga, my backyard now feeling like a stage where I'd been performing without knowing it. A few days later, the police called me. The officer's voice was calm, but what she told me hit me like a punch to the gut. "We traced the camera back to your next-door neighbor," she said. "He'd been sneaking into your yard at night and placing it there. We found additional footage on his computer." Additional footage? My voice felt far away, like it didn't belong to me.